What's going on, guys? It's Kyle. This is Big Money Mindset. Pleased to bring you another video here today. And in today's video, we're going to be going over a massive update with Hyliion SHLL, and I'm going to be giving you several reasons why this company has a huge opportunity to profit in the near future as well as long-term potential. And I'm really pleased to hear you guys have been experiencing some solid gains in some of those growth stocks that I've been throwing out there, including SHLL Hyliion. And I'm also going to be giving you guys some solid tips on how to minimize your losses and maximize your profits, protecting yourself in these types of big company stock mergers. We're going to be going over Hyliion's real world data and proof of concept, showcasing their EV technology that is decreasing companies' expenses. We're going to be taking a look into percentage of institutional investor holdings, how you can use that to your advantage, price fluctuations we've been experiencing and where we can predict the stock to head in the future, as well as the massive amount of volume this stock is currently experiencing. And I want to say thank you to everyone that subscribed to the channel so far. Your feedback is beyond appreciated, and I love interacting with each and every one of you. And most importantly, if you feel this video gives you great insight or analysis on the stock SHLL Hyliion, be sure to subscribe to the channel. We're going to be dropping a lot of content in the near future leading up to this merger date. You don't want to miss out. There's going to be a lot of good information. Let's get into the video. Alright guys, and just a quick update on the public stock portfolio. We've invested $16,700, turned it into $23,100 with a gain of $6,400, and that's a 38% increase overall. So we have a lot of growth stocks in this portfolio, a lot of SPAC, and I feel like this portfolio has a lot of room to run. As you can see, we got Tortoise, Lancadia, Workhorse, Opez. So this is going to be a great portfolio in the next couple of months, and I just want you guys to be aware I'm going to be keeping you updated day in and day out. All right, let's get into the video. All right, guys, and we know in the past week we have seen a very solid upward trend with minimal sell-off starting at $26. We have reached a top-out price of $42 on Tuesday. You'll be seeing this video on Wednesday, but we did see $42, and we had a very, very slight drop off to $39. So guys, this is very good as far as a bull thesis. And if you just double check the time frame leading up to the merger, we are seeing very sporadic increases in price leading up to that date. And I want you guys to realize that there will be a sell-off that is guaranteed. I believe it is not going to be a drastic sell-off. You will not see this stock drop to the $10, $20, $30 range. The drop-off will be substantial, but I can see once we hit peak price, which I am still going to go with that $100 range, I can see it stabilizing within 3 days, right around that $50 range, and it could potentially hover a little bit higher a couple weeks later. Don't have any fear of this company plummeting to the bottom of $10, $20 because this company is being backed up by massive banks on product development, marketing exposure, and growing this company over time. There is massive companies backing this stock. This is a massive player in the EV trucking industry that is just now beginning to take off. And I want you to understand, we have not seen that much of a sell-off since this last week. The volume today at the buying mark was insane. 28 million people purchased on Tuesday. Look at these numbers for just a second. We can see we topped out at around $42 on Tuesday. Look at the amount of volume we have just experienced on this massive price point of $42. We have 28 million people that were purchasing stock today, followed by $18 million sell-off that only decreased the stock price of around $4. This stock is starting to stabilize well leading up to this merger. And if you've been watching my channel the past couple of weeks, you know I have been preaching there is opportunity to profit in multiple ways on this stock. I do believe in swing trading, and I also believe in long-term investment with this stock. We're going to be taking a look into company real-world case studies, data results, proven innovation for the future, and potential marketing opportunity and estimate revenue. I want you guys to understand there is very limited risk of this company not prevailing in the future. Yes, these sell-offs can potentially happen, and we're going to be taking a look into ways that you can protect yourself during a massive price peak with the future merger. This was a slide that I realized a lot of people did not go over when they were doing, Hyliion updates in the past. So this was on their investor presentation, hybrid electric real world case studies. Okay, we had customer one, USA and Canada, over the road trucking fleet. Okay, the problem. Okay, customer one is a large fleet that drives from Montreal to Los Angeles and back on 2-week trips. Drivers sleep in their trucks, which conventionally use diesel-fired APUs. Significant fuel costs and APU idling. Hybrid solution has less than 2-year payback due to hybrid fuel savings and APU usage. Customer results with the hybrid technology. Less than 2-year payback on the Hyliion system. Average MPG improved 14% from 7.29 to 8.30 MPG with Hyliion. Over 3,500 diesel-free Hyliion APU hours per year. Customer feedback based on Q3 2019 fuel receipts. I expect we can save $15,000 per year per truck in fuel costs with your system. Look at the results. That is massive expense decrease. Over a fleet of thousands of trucks, you're talking companies' business models improving drastically. Some people are new to Hyliion. I just want you to understand this is not a hard business model to grasp. It's just never been done, and it's now being done in electric trucking. EV technology is the future. Gas is in the past. This is innovation. This is what we need to be looking forward to. We are in at the earliest possible time frame possible. I can't continue to preach how wonderful of a business model this is to existing trucking fleets, and how much potential savings these companies can experience by switching to Hyliion's hybrid technology, or in the future, the hybrid ERX truck that is going to be in 2021. All right, this is a very important part of the video, and I want you guys to listen clearly, okay? Institutional investors control the prices on the stocks, okay? For example, a 10% shareholder at a price range, if we do hit peak of $100, decides to sell all of their stock. This is going to cause a drastic sell-off to $90, okay? This is going to be relating to psychology, okay? Retail investors are going to panic. This is where you see a drastic sell-off to 30% after merger's peak price. So I want you to realize this is initiated always by the massive institutions, okay? Some will hold. Some will look for the long-term growth in this potential company that has massive upside. But some are greedy, and some will continue to take their money and keep dropping it in future spec plays and growth stocks. So just understand, there is some big ballers holding this stock right now. Retail investors are significantly increasing their stocks, with that massive volume we saw, but we can't compete with these big institutional investors. So we can take a look at some of the institutional holdings, stock charts and sell-offs and buys. We can see the buys are, big capital management teams, adding 890,000 shares, 1 million shares. We got sell-offs, 2 million shares, 900,000, 1 million, 800,000. So there's been massive amount of buying and selling, okay? Individual stakeholders is at 5%. Other institutionals are at 36%. And we can take a look into the top 10 owners of Tortoise Acquisition Corp right now as we speak, okay? We have companies with 5%, near 5% stakes, 4%, 3%, 3%, 2%. So just understand, if these big players start selling, that is where these sell-offs are initiated. They want to take profits. They love to move their money into future companies. So just understand, if you're buying at these price points of that $20, $30, $40 range, you have massive cushion, and your opportunity for loss is going to be very limited, because even if this sell-off is drastic, you're going to be right there when you bought in at. So it doesn't really matter what happens in this merger if you plan on not selling and holding for the long term. Increases we've been having, and we can even see with this 40% increase we've had this past week. We got Adage Capital sold 900,000 shares with a 44% decrease in their holding. We also see other institutional holders, Periscope, HBK. These guys are selling off. Looks to me like they're just, impatient. They're trying to take profits quick because they got so much money on the line. So this is what I want you guys to realize, okay? You have to come to a conclusion. Are you holding long term 5 years out? Are you going to plan on selling at peak merger, which is not a bad idea, okay? I have options and I have shares. I do not plan on selling my shares. I plan on holding these shares long term. But the options I'm going to, toss when we get closer to the merger and potentially right in the beginning just to play it safe. All right, and some more fun. You guys know, the options are crazy. Like I've been telling you, this is rocket fuel. And if you do decide to follow my channel, I want you guys to understand I'm very transparent on the options plays that I purchase. I don't trade options rarely at all. And if I am planning on trading options, I don't do it in penny stocks that the risks are massive, where the opportunity of losses are very massive. I will be going over future options plays in the near future on these current SPAC plays that are potentially merging. And once we get more confirmation of those dates, I'll be showing you a couple of the options that I plan on buying. And I know a lot of you guys have been asking me about options, what type of options to buy. And the thing is, when it came to me purchasing options, I was purchasing the options right around here where there was minimal movement. So I was able to purchase these options at a very low price because that's when volatility was much lower. When volatility is much higher, they do increase the prices drastically. As we can see, there's been a 200% increase on where I purchased my options. That's why I've been telling you guys there is room to profit, but I wouldn't recommend going in at this exact time frame at these price points. And if we're looking at options, we got the September 18th calls, the October 16th calls. September 18th is pushing it. You're going to get a lower price point, but the October 16th does give you more cushion. And I have gone over. I got these $40 calls at around $3.90. We do see there has been a slight decrease in pricing. A 10% decline. So that is not bad at that $40 strike price. So $9.85, is a little pushing as far as profitability. Now that we see we're moving hard, this is just some pointers. If we're moving hard and we know there's going to be a lot of potential movement in the next 3 weeks, you kind of want to go for the lower price points if you're going to be taking the risk on options. The strike price at 55. If we do get in that $100 range, is going to be a lot better than the $40 strike price because you're going to be getting it, $3 lower, and you're still going to have that cushion with that October 16th time frame. So I would definitely, be looking right around here. These are a little bit expensive, so if you guys just wanted my analysis, that's what I recommend. It's giving you cushion past the merger, and it's giving you a little bit of opportunity to profit. It's not going to be a massive profit, of course. I'll be going over my $40 call option that I was going over in the last video. Cost me around $6,200. I got 16 contracts at a $3.90 price point. Expiration date is 10/16. And from when I bought them, we've had that massive jump. So I purchased the option right around the price range of, $30 on the stock. And now that we've seen that $10 increase, we've had a nice solid gain around 9,500 in about 2-3 days. So this does have a lot of room to run. If we see these drastic increases in the next 3 weeks, 152% increase. And this was after and as you can see, there was a slight sell-off. When I was around this price range, which this equal to the stock being right around, I believe it was $43. It came back down about $4. Guys, I was up massive. I was already up like 25 grand, believe it or not. The market value total was about 25 grand. And that's just a $4 to $5 price movement. So we're going to be going over to more options plays in the near future, but I just want you to see that this stuff is rocket fuel. The price is fluctuating just $1, and I'm going up nearly $1,000. So when you get these options low, they are rocket fuel. So I do plan on, selling this in the next couple of weeks, 2-3 weeks. I'm hoping, if I can get around that price range of a $60, $70, $80 stock. I know that is some extreme measures, but I do see this stock running. And if I can get up to that price point, I could see, potential 700-800% gain easily on the $6 grand. So we're just going to let these ride out a couple more weeks and, hope for the best. Like I said before, there will be a sell-off after peak merger, but the stock is not going to plummet. We should see solid recovery within 3 days. This is where we will be stabilized. And I'm hoping once we hit that $100 range and see a sell-off to potentially $50, but not much lower. People are beginning to realize the innovation and power that EV has and how early we are in the beginning stages. And the massive price increase during the peak merger is now over, and people are going to be setting themselves up long term. And the question everyone keeps asking is, should you buy at $40? I've been hearing this a lot, on the I've been hearing this a lot on the channel. And the answer is, and it just depends on the type of goals that you have, okay? You can enter the $40 range for a swing trade or a long-term play, okay? The longer you wait, potentially hoping the stock's going to drop, the bigger of a chance you have at losing out, because these stocks are going to be running soon. So there's no telling, you might get back into that $25, 30 range, There's no guarantee. So it's just better, to hop in and go with the long-term growth or the swing trade, or both. You could potentially sell half in swing trade. So there's a lot of opportunities. And a little hypothetical analysis I want to go over with you just to give you guys a bigger perspective on what kind of opportunity this company may have is people in forums saying, should I buy Tesla at $2,150? Imagine saying, should I buy Tesla at $40 10 years ago, okay? Just understand, if this company does run, you're going to be laughing at the opportunity you had to buy it at $40, and you won't be too excited if you did miss out. So just understand that these prices are still ridiculous if this company does end up being a top player in the near future for the trucking business. And if you do believe in this company Hyliion and what they are trying to do, patience is the only thing you need. Let them grow their business and tackle that $90 billion market. This company is financed and backed with a $350 million pipeline for marketing and growth by Goldman Sachs, one of the biggest bank institutions in the United States. They wouldn't be hopping in if they didn't see great returns as well for their company, backing up Hyliion. They wouldn't be backing up Hyliion if they didn't see the company having massive opportunity in the near future. And if you made it to the end of the video, I want to say I really do appreciate it. It means a lot to me. I enjoyed doing this video for you. And be sure to leave me a comment. I want to hear you guys' feedback on the video, and I will be replying to each and every one of you. Most importantly, don't forget to subscribe to the channel if this video gave you a great analysis on the stock SHLL Hyliion, any potential news leading up to the merger, and how to play the stock. We're going to be doing a lot of Hyliion updates leading up to the merger, as well as SPAC stocks and growth plays. There's going to be a lot of great information, and you don't want to miss out. This is Big Money Mindset. I'm Kyle. You have a great day.